That's one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind. Those are the words spoken by Neil Armstrong when he stepped onto the moon's surface. He is remembered for those words, but he is also known as a pilot, Korean War veteran, NASA employee, and professor. There was so much more to Neil Armstrong than those famous words. His entire life was spent as a life of service, accomplishment, and modesty. I want to pay tribute to this man, who was more than just the commander of the first manned lunar landing mission, and share some other interesting details about his life. His life started as many other young men might have, but at the age of 16 he earned his student pilot's license. He then went on to attend Purdue University on a U.S. Navy scholarship. As part of his scholarship, he trained as a pilot in the Navy. He served in the Korean War as a pilot, flying 78 combat missions. After leaving the service in 1952, he returned to college to continue his education. During this time, he began to work in space exploration. He joined the National Advisory Committee of Aeronautics, which became NASA. He worked as a test pilot and engineer, testing high-speed aircraft, which included the X-15, which could reach top speeds of 4,000 miles per hour. His love of space turned into a career at NASA. He moved his wife and 2 children to Houston, Texas in 1962 and joined the astronaut program. His first assignment was as command pilot of the Gemini 8 mission. He and another astronaut performed the first successful docking of 2 vehicles in space. However, they experienced a problem with docking, and their mission was cut short, landing in the Pacific Ocean after only 11 hours in space. His next mission was as mission commander of the Apollo 2 mission. This historic mission would take man to the moon. There would man walk on the moon's surface. Neil was the pilot of the lunar module that landed on the moon on July 20th, 1969. It was at this momentous time in history that he spoke those famous words. That's one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind. He and another astronaut walked on the moon's surface, even taking pictures of the footprints on the moon's surface. On July 24th, 1969, Apollo 2 returned to Earth, landing in the Pacific Ocean. When they were picked up, all the astronauts were quarantined for 3 weeks. After his days as an astronaut, Neil continued to work in the field of space. For many years, he worked with NASA in Washington, D.C. until 1971, coordinating and managing NASA research relating to aeronautics. In 1971, he joined the faculty of the University of Cincinnati and served as a professor of aerospace engineering for 8 years. He continued to be committed to the space industry and served as vice chairman of the President's Commission on the Space Shuttle Challenger accident in 1986. Even though he always shied away from the public eye, he testified in Congress against President Obama's decision to cancel the Constellation program, which included more missions to the moon. He said that President Obama's decision would cost the United States their lead position in the space exploration. Mr. Armstrong was a firm believer in space exploration and our leadership in that field. He lived his entire life involved in flying and space exploration as a test pilot, combat pilot in the Korean War, and astronaut, but he is best remembered as the first man to step on the moon. He died on August 25, 2012, and his ashes were buried at sea. During this lifetime, he received many honors, and his family suggested a way we could all honor him. The next time you walk outside on a clear night and see the moon smiling down at you, think of Neil Armstrong and give him a wink. My sources were the NASA website and biography.com. Thank you.